Colonia is the most populated region in the galaxy outside of the bubble, and sits roughly 22,000 light years away from Sol. Yeah, it's far. But it actually takes less time to get there than you might think. Whether it's for the cartographics cache you can make along the way, the huge opportunities for exobiology around the region, or just the experience of sailing across the galaxy, it's something every commander should do at least once. Here's how. So, first of all, if you try to plot a 22,000 light year route in the galaxy map, it's most likely just going to tell you route unavailable. So once again, we'll use Spanch to plot the route. Head to the Galaxy Plotter site here, and I'll also have a link in the description below. First, fill in your starting point and your destination. Next, in order for Spanch to find the max distance it can set for each jump, you'll need to give it an accurate readout of your ship's jump capabilities. To do that, you'll use one of the two main shipbuilding sites, EDSI or Coriolis. If you've done any build planning before, you've likely already used at least one of these sites. Again, I'll have links in the description below. I'll use EDSI in this example. So fill out your ship's build, and check to see that the jump range here matches what you see in game. So note that it doesn't have to be exact, just make sure you're at least not overestimating your ship's jump range, because that could get you stuck later on. Underestimating it will work, but the route generated by Spanch might just not be quite optimal. Once you've gotten that filled out, export and then copy that data, and then let's go back to Spanch. Now that you have the data copied, paste it into the ship build box. Then, make sure Use Supercharge is checked. And finally, hit Calculate. Spanch will chew on that for a while, and then spit out your route. Alright, now that you got your route, just a few things to note here. In each step of the route, you'll see the distance of each jump, the remaining distance and number of jumps left, how much fuel you'll have at that step and how much will be used for that jump, and whether you should refuel at that step and whether that jump will be using a Neutron boost. Your first few jumps that are in or close to the bubble are going to be right around your normal jump range. Then when you get your first Neutron jump, check out the distance for that jump. Yowza! That's the boost you're going to get from the Neutron star. Also note that there are a few times where you'll see that on the same step you'll need to refuel and do a Neutron boost. Those systems will actually have a fuel star and a Neutron star, so you'll be able to do both in the same system. Lastly, to make things easy, it gives you a checkbox that you can use to check off each jump to keep track of where you are, and a place to copy the name of the next system so that you can paste it into the galaxy map to plot your next jump. Now, two last notes before you set out. First, you'll need a fuel scoop, that much is obvious. But secondly, I highly recommend having an auto field maintenance unit on your ship. Your FSD drive is going to take a beating with all the Neutron boosts along the way, and you'll want to be able to repair it while you're out there. I learned that lesson the hard way about halfway between the bubble and Colonia. Luckily I was able to limp to a very remote station and get one, and then get back on track. Don't be me, get one before you leave. Alright, now get out there and make those first few jumps, check them off, and make sure to fuel scoop when you need to. When you get to that first Neutron star, here's how to do the Neutron jump. So copy the name of the system from the route list, then pop over to the galaxy map, copy it in, and plot the route. Now make sure that under Route Options, you pick Fastest Routes and make sure Use Jet Cone Boost is selected, and it should show each jump as a single hop. Alright, here we go. Now approach the jet cone slowly, stay away from the star itself in the middle, and make sure you enter the cone at like a shallow angle. If you come in at like a 90-degree angle, you'll likely pass right through and not be in the cone enough to supercharge your FSD. Now ride the waves for a few seconds until you see this message. Now throttle up to get out of there. Now just line up for your jump like normal and make the jump. Easy as that.
Frameshift drive. 5 drive charging. 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 5
Now when you hit a system where there's a fuel star and a neutron star, well, first of all, take a second just to admire the view, because, wow. Then just fuel scoop like normal, then hit the jet cone, supercharge, and make your jump. Simple as that. Now, every time you supercharge your FSD like this, it takes a little bit of damage. When it gets below 80% or so, you'll start to see FSD malfunctions like this. Now you'll still be able to jump after it comes back online, but it'll start malfunctioning more and more as the damage gets worse. So when that happens, drop out of Super Cruise, go to your module panel and select the frameshift drive, and then hit repair. You'll see the FSD's health start to recover as the autofield maintenance unit uses up repair material. And that's it, good as new. So a few final notes. My trip to Colonia, actually using the Asp Explorer build that I showed earlier, took 125 jumps, and I did it over a few hours one afternoon. Make sure you honk your Discovery scanner at each jump, and that'll get you an easy few million with the cartographics data that you collect. And then when you get to Colonia, you can turn that into the 3 different factions to get some real quick reputation with those factions. As for me, I'm still hanging out in Colonia doing some exploration and exobiology, and hooked up with the engineers that are out here as well. So give it a whirl, and if you liked this video and you found it helpful, please give me a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and please let me know in the comments what kind of videos you'd like to see next. I'd love to hear from you. Until then, 07 Commanders, see you next time.